It's tea time!
This is where we spill the tea. I mean, we're here.
We're on the Jones Beach Boardwalk.
Oh
Dee Snyder's calling it.
Wrap it up. We've been hanging out with the hot teas.
The hot teas, by the way, Armies. Hashtag Long Island Life. Cheers.
Cheers.
Welcome back to Long Island Tea, where we spill the tea on everything Long Island. And I'm Kristen.
I'm Sharon.
And we have a special guest.
Yay. Hi, everyone.
Susan. Susan, tell us who you are.
I'm Susan Lienau. I'm the Vice President of Community Engagement here at Discover Long Island.
Yes, and Susan has been working her tail off all week, and we had quite a day. So we thought, you know what, Susan, why don't you join us for the tea? Because A, we need wine. You deserve a glass of wine. Mm-hmm. And B, because it's Women's Month. And C, because we want to know how you're doing.
Oh,
How you doing?
How you doing?
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Nope, not doing well.
No.
It's funny.
No, it was a day.
It was a day. Although I'm doing much better now, actually. We had a big thing to do today. Very stressful. A lot of pressure on it. I mean, basically for our organization's future and the future of the region, to be honest. And it was all kind of on our shoulders, and it was all hands on deck for the whole team. And it's over. We did it. And whatever happens, but I think we rocked it.
We did. The team came together amazingly. I mean, it was a crazy week to prepare for it. Certainly was busy and intense, but you know, our women in the office really stood up.
That's what I said on the way back.
I ran through the fire.
Yeah, you know, like we kind of, you and I met prior to that. We had like a little pre-meeting, and I'm like, and then we all got together, and I said, those women and Chris.
Yeah.
got together like a dominate, you know, like it was awesome.
No kidding. Great point. I mean, the women, the ladies of Discover Long Island just really, on every level, rocked it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been, and speaking of the ladies of Discover Long Island, I wasn't here last week, and you and Alyssa were so cute.
We had fun. We were a little all over the place.
Alyssa's dying. I was laughing at you when you were trying to read the article that I left you about Elon Musk's books. You could not have been less interested in this topic.
But you know what's hysterical is like you leave, you know.
I leave all these articles. I'm like,
talk about this.
I was going to cut it too. But
yeah, Alyssa was going to cut. It was hilarious.
So funny.
It was actually hilarious.
At the end, I'm like, well, I don't read, so.
Yeah, you were like, he's reading a book about AI. You could not have been less. And I'm like,
this totally geeks you out.
I get geeked out over it, right? Because this is arguably one of the smartest people of our time,
right? And
what he reads is what is going into his brain, and to me that's fascinating. And I was like, okay, don't read. You're like,
just shut it down.
Like, anyway, celebrity. I was like, okay.
I like to talk about the fun stuff, you know.
I know, you guys are good, but it was funny because I saw our good friend Mark Dorr when I was in Albany.
Yeah.
And he comes up to me and he's like, Kristen, how you doing? And I was not doing well also, because we had all this coming up, right? And it's been on my brain, and I just came off vacation, and it's just been very, very, very stressful. And it's just funny how people listen to this, because he goes, because, you know, the last time you were like, I'm not doing good. And he goes, oh, I was like immediately sucked in. Why isn't she doing good?
He is like a super fan.
Super hot tea. And it was funny too, because my mother-in-law, when I talked to her, she was like, I'd forgotten already. She's like, how are you, honey? She's like, Thomas, your wife is very stressed. You don't know what she's going through. She's like, did you listen to the tea? I'm like, oh, I love how, I don't mean to complain. I feel like bad, like I'm complaining. But I said, listen, it's true. We talk about how we're feeling and what's going on in the world, and it's crazy times.
It's crazy.
It sure is.
I know. So I have a lot of, because I've been gone a million zillion places, but I have a lot of travel tea. And I want to hear about Susan. I want to learn about Susan because, I kind of know about Susan, but I don't know.
We know about Susan.
Our hot teas don't know about Susan.
I feel like this whole episode is like Encanto. It's like we don't talk about Bruno. We want to know about Susan, and then the pressure. You didn't watch Encanto.
I don't watch Encanto.
This is
it's
foreign
like
to me as
Louisa.
well. I don't know what you're talking about.
Louisa.
No, like Susan doesn't have children, so she's like not forced to watch these movies.
Alyssa knows what I'm talking about.
I know, and I've heard great things about Encanto, but I'm not going to disclose my feelings about Lin-Manuel Miranda, but they're deep. Okay,
wow.
I don't know.
What? Oh wow.
I know everyone loves him, but you know what? I feel like it's like The English Patient, that movie. Like everyone loves it, it's so acclaimed, and then you watch it and you're like,
Hamilton?
Yeah.
Okay. You, of all people?
I know.
Wow.
I love politics. I was like, I couldn't understand half of it.
Huh.
And a lot of mumbling, right? It was a lot of mumbling. I'm like, what?
But did you watch it when it was like available on TV?
Yes.
I feel like as a play, it loses something watching it on TV as opposed to like being at Broadway and like seeing it unfold.
I'm sure that's factual.
As like far as like understanding it, like the language is kind of difficult to
Okay.
understand the way like it's written and like the rapping aspect of it.
I think that's true.
So I think
You know
it
what?
loses
You know what
something.
turned me off about it? It was just the overarching hype of it. Everyone's like, "Oh my God,
like Downton
Hamilton!"
Abbey, same thing.
And then everyone's, listening to the music, and I'm like, "Who listens to this music in your car? Turn it. What? Why?" Anyway, so I
loved it.
I'm sure
I
everybody in
absolutely
America did
loved
except
it.
for me. I'm the freak here. Okay, so anyway, so we won't talk about it. But Encanto, very popular. My kids keep wanting to watch it. They also want to go on a Disney cruise, and they're 14 and 17. I'm like,
I love it.
grow up.
Good luck. I am not a Disney person or a cartoon person. So.
All right, tell us about you, Susan.
Well, so I'm not a Disney person.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
just don't get it. I don't know. What do you think?
Maybe we should talk about the wine of the week first, Sharon,
Yeah, okay,
because
okay.
we're drinking wine.
Yep.
And by the way, well-deserved ladies of Discover Long
Cheers,
Island,
cheers,
working
cheers.
your tails off, making us look good. All right, what are we drinking?
We are drinking Raphael's Riesling 2018. It's so good. I actually don't love a Riesling, but this one I really like. This semi-dry Riesling exhibits a beautiful floral nose of honeysuckle and citrus blossom, crisp with flavors of lime zest, ripe apricots, and minerals. Our Riesling has a sweet middle and a round acidic finish.
A nice Riesling today because it's hot.
It's hot in here.
It's hot. It's hot in her.
I'm like, so hot
In her.
So hot in here.
Okay. We've had how many glasses now?
I mean, one
I
sip,
know,
and I'm like,
all right.
already.
Sharon's rapping.
Sheesh.
She's in the
I don't
Hamilton.
believe
and
that
now-
you don't like the Riesling.
I like it. It's good.
Yeah, it's really good. And thanks again to Raphael. I feel like we've been on a Raphael,
Yeah.
yeah, but we love it because it's so good, and there's so many different varietals to choose from, and that's important about Long Island wines is that you can go to one vineyard and you can spend like weeks trying out their varietals. So you should join the wine club. You never know what you're going to get. It's different every quarter.
Yeah, I love it.
And we appreciate liwines.com for their sponsorship of this podcast. And we were just talking today at our big meeting about how important it is to elevate the perception and understanding of Long Island wines, that it's not just going to the vineyards, although I was at a vineyard today because it's gorgeous outside.
I know.
But it's like understanding the wine, that it's good quality. So anyway, that's my spiel on LA wines. Susan, let's talk about you. Tell us about you. So you've been at Discover Long Island for
6 months. This
Yes.
month
Wow,
will be 6
already?
months. I know.
Wow.
Can you believe it?
What?
Yeah.
I know. I don't believe that.
When I was telling her in the car, I'm like, you've been here for like 5 minutes.
You've been here for a
and
hot
you're already
second.
so good at everything.
Sometimes it feels like I've been here for 6 years.
Yeah.
And other times I'm like, oh, I've only been here like 5 minutes. What's happening? But yeah, no, I grew up here on Long Island in Ronkonkoma. Moved around a little bit after college and those years. And then came back. Lived in many places on Long Island, but finally ended up in Patchogue.
You love Patchogue too.
I love
Susan is
Patchogue.
like a one-woman chamber of commerce for Patchogue.
She really is.
She's always like, you should go in Patchogue. There's this new place in Patchogue I just read about. It's kind of like a retro bar. Have you heard about
Yes,
it?
it's Standard Rec.
Okay.
I love it. I love
My
it.
high school friend owns it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, yeah. And he'll actually die because I'm going to say it. He's my oldest friend in life. We've been friends since we were 14 years old, I guess.
Aw.
Yeah, he owns it. It used to be Public House, but now it's Standard
Oh,
Rec.
that's where it is. Okay.
Yeah.
It looks really cool.
Oh my God, it's so cool. It's kind of set up like your basement growing up. And he has
I
like
love
all
it.
these like awesome like 1970s, 80s
Yes.
like memorabilia stuff that I think he went into my mom's house when she cleaned it out and took all of it because
went to the
everything
garage.
in there, I'm like, why do you have these Muppet mugs that we used to drink out
That
of?
is
Why
cool.
are these here?
Hysterical.
That's
But
really cool.
When they serve you the check, they serve it in like a Blockbuster.
Yeah, and like the video
VHS.
case.
Shut
Yeah.
up.
And that's
Oh,
so
yeah.
cool.
That
Oh,
is
he spared
amazing.
no detail. Like everything is like.
And is it 21 and
Spot
over?
on.
It's a bar?
It's a bar. It's a restaurant too, though.
oh, it is?
It's a restaurant bar. Yeah.
Oh my God, that is so cool.
And they have like some like video games and like.
that sounds.
Skeet ball, I
oh
guess
my
is
God,
what it
that
is.
sounds so fun. I want to go there this weekend.
Right?
Oh, let me know. I'll just walk on down.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh
yeah.
my gosh, that would be fun.
Oh my gosh, that is so fun. It's And I was just in your old stomping ground up until last night, Albany, where you went to college.
I lived there for some time too.
Yes, and it's funny because I was thinking I was like, I saw a couple of our legislator friends who are actually, I would call them friends, Keith Brown and Jody Giglio. I mean, they're amazing, and I love that we have such great representation of Long Island. And I'm there, and I ran into her. She came to our event, and then we went to just like have a drink together before dinner. And I said, oh, God, I'm so tired. I'm like, I leave tomorrow. I've been here since Sunday. They're like, you've been here since Sunday?
It's like a lifetime.
What? They were
yeah,
like,
exactly.
No, they were like, you didn't call us?
Aww.
And I'm like, sorry.
Called out.
I know, but I'm like, I got in like 11 o'clock at night, I had nonstop meetings, and then Monday, I had dinners every night. I'm like, no, I'm sorry. But they were like, what?
That's so cute.
Anyway, I love that when people are like, when you're in the neighborhood and you accidentally slip, and then they're like,
it's my favorite when
me?
someone's just like around. I hate making plans in advance, being
100%.
like, oh, next Saturday we have to go so and so.
It's the worst.
I'd rather be like, oh, someone's up the block. Let's go meet them.
You know what? That is so true. I am super like that. Have you seen all the memes where it's like me depressed because I made plans when I was having like a manic moment, and I'm like, I get excited from it. I'm like, we should do that. Put it on the calendar. And then it's coming up and I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to die. The fact that I have to go to that. It's much better when somebody will write me and be like, hey, I'm down the street at Bliss. You want to come join? I'm like, oh, take off your sweats. Here I go. Put your jeans on.
Yeah.
It's way better. I love spontaneity is
yeah.
always the best. When you have plans, I just like dread them. It's horrible.
Yeah, it feels forced as opposed to like,
You make them 6 months in advance because you can never get a date to align.
I know. But you know what's so funny? Like being a mom of young kids, like you bank on those plans because you're like, I'm going out tonight.
Yeah. It's a different stage of life. So I was in Albany, and I took the Amtrak. Well, let me correct. I took the LIRR to Penn Station. And by the way, I saw this is just some travel tea, by the way, for everybody. Have you been to the new Moynihan? Is it Moynihan Station? I don't know how to pronounce it. Moynihan. Have you been there?
Yes.
Oh, whoa. It's awesome.
Where is it?
It's like Penn Station.
Oh,
but it's across the street. So they're redoing Penn Station right now, which is going to be also awesome. But so now the Amtrak leaves out of the Moynihan Station now.
Okay.
And you can also get to most of the LIRR tracks from there.
Okay.
So I go to the Moynihan Station to catch the Amtrak. There's a Chopped, which is my favorite salad.
Salad place,
Well, not my favorite. Sexy Salad is my favorite. But
I have something.
Sexy Salad is my favorite. But Chopped is second to them. And it is, oh my God, there was shopping. I almost bought stuff there. I mean, this is very different than Penn Station experience where it was like you walk through. I mean, God knows what's going on.
It was like the portal back in time.
What you're going to see. Yes. I mean, I did love Trax.
I love Trax.
I
and
love
Rosie's
Trax.
Pizza.
I'm so sad that Trax is gone. I still actually have a Trax token.
Do you? Oh my God, that's so
It's going to keep it forever.
For those that don't know, Trax was like this super divey bar that you had to know about, and it's like hidden, and it's really thin but really long.
Yeah,
it was like this long time. It was just dark. And awesome.
You're just in Penn Station. You wait there for your train.
Yes.
And like you had one too many Bloody Marys, and you're like, oh, I gotta go.
Oh, I missed it. Guess the next one. Wrong kunkama. Another hour. Guess I'll have another one.
Yeah, exactly. That's fine.
Yeah. You it felt less bad about missing your train because you had Trax.
Yeah.
Now it's very fancy. The Moynihan. It's
gotta
amazing.
go.
I was like, you actually, there was a florist. There was a beautiful place to sit for Amtrak, which is that never existed.
Yeah.
Everyone would stand around in that like weird
corner.
Yes. Yeah. Anyway, it was beautiful. I was like, oh wow, look at us.
Yeah.
Like having a real train station. And then I took Amtrak, and I love Amtrak. It was awesome. Why? You don't like?
No, I don't know if I've ever taken Amtrak.
Oh my God. It's so awesome from Penn Station because it's a great experience. They have the Wi-Fi, you get to do your work. It's very civilized. It's so nice. And then you show up. I kept telling Susan, she's like, how are you liking Albany? I'm like, Susan, no comment.
Oh yeah, every time I talked, and I'd ask like 5 times in the conversation.
I know you were doing
how's
it.
Albany?
I know she was doing it to just like make me say things.
Oh my
but
God,
I stayed at a very lovely hotel called the Desmond. I guess it was used to be not good, and it's been completely renovated. It was actually really, really nice. I could not figure out the temperature of my room. I couldn't regulate it. It was either literally an igloo, There was one point I was like fully in sweats with socks, and I had the comforter like doubled over, like to be double
Folded.
Yeah, because I was a freeze, like. And then I cranked it up, and then I was literally in the Sahara Desert, like sweating. I couldn't do it.
Oh my God, that's so funny.
So did that, but I did want to tell you one more thing. I went to this really, really cool restaurant with her friends, and it's called 677 Prime. And apparently it's where everybody goes in Albany. It was like the happening place.
Really?
Wow.
Running into everybody. But the best part about it was one of those super cool, like, dark steakhouses. Very, like, fancy. But it was so good because, you know, the worst part about those dark steakhouses at our age, I should say my age because you guys are younger, but you can't see anything. You got to use the glasses, the readers, and the flashlight. The flashlight comes out, and it's so humiliating.
Did you have to like hold it under the table?
Yes.
Like-
So here's me. So here's what I'm like. I got to put my readers on, which is like obviously an issue already. I hold the thing. I get my flashlight out. I open the menu. The menu is lit.
What?
So fancy.
677 Prime. I opened it up, and I'm so dumb because the flashlight's on it. My guest was like, "Oh my God, the menu's light up," and I'm like, "What?" I
That
turned the
is
flashlight
so
off. I'm
cool.
like,
That's
"This."
awesome.
I just felt like Elon Musk. Elon Musk must own Prime. 677 Prime, because it was the most miraculous.
Did he write a book about
Yeah.
it? I mean,
whoever owns 677 Prime is reading Elon Musk books.
Yeah,
That's for
yeah.
sure, Sharon, because that was the most ingenious thing ever. I'm like, why?
Like the simplest thing. How has that never been a thing?
That is
The waiter
hysterical.
came over, and I was like, tell me everything about these menus. How did they start? Where did you get
Right?
them?
Who thought of it?
This is the most, I don't care what's on it.
right.
It's the most miraculous invention of all time. In my, well,
That's
of
super
our
smart.
generation.
That's hilarious.
Right? Have you ever heard of such a thing?
No.
So listen, I'm going to tell the Scotta brothers,
Yes.
because
yes.
I've never, to me, it was like just, I was like elation. It just took all that shame,
Yeah.
that old person shame off me. Anyway,
I love it.
that's some travel tea. If you go to 677 Prime, and the meal was amazing.
What'd you get?
A steak.
Is it in downtown Albany? Like in the capital area?
Susan, you know it. Yes. And don't ask me questions like this.
How far from the egg is it?
Yeah.
So is Albany.
I took an Uber, so I have no idea where I was at any time, and everything was like snow mounds everywhere, so I had no idea where I was anywhere.
Yeah.
And I was also just like mad that I wasn't home. But anyway, it was good. It was a good trip. So, and what else about you? Tell me anything else you want to talk about?
I don't know. What else?
No. Well, let's see. Tell us. Oh, so you're the VP of Community Engagement. So tell us what you do in that role.
Oh, so I work with all of our partners, mostly our government partners, but also our business partners and the greater community to understand what's going on Long Island, what the needs are, how that affects tourism, how we can elevate the profile of Long Island. Really just building the relationships with all the partners to make sure that what we're doing is what the region is in need of, and we're answering all those questions. And we're there for them, right?
Yeah.
When there's a problem, through pandemics or crisis, like we're there, we're the first to know about things, you
Yeah.
know, if it's coming out of the government or whatever it might be.
You said I think the depth and breadth of things that you deal with on a daily basis, because I forward everything to you. I'm like, Susan, here's an email.
Call this person.
Do this person. Call this person. Figure it out. And it's everything from writing letters of support to I have this issue, or I have a question about your travel center, or I have an idea. I'm like, Susan.
Oh, it's lots of ideas.
Yes.
But I
That's
love
great.
that. I love,
Yeah.
and you've sent a couple to me recently, and I'm like, I call them and I'm like, tell me about this. Tell me, what is this proposal you have? Tell me about this new thing that's happening.
Like one of them is something I'm kind of excited about, the Next Gen LI.
Yes.
That sounds cool.
That sounds really cool. So that's Suffolk County Legislature. It's one of their advisory committees. So it's a committee of the next generation of Long Island, so younger people, to kind of work through what they're looking for, like what will keep them here, to stop that, brain drain and everyone leaving. So I think it's super neat. And I think, personally, I grew up here, right? So I saw Long Island go through this revitalization and this change, right? Because
It's
20
wild
years
for
ago,
us, right? Like,
right?
yeah.
You would agree. 20 years ago, I would totally be like, oh, I'm moving out here. Like, there's nothing here. It's there's nothing for a young person that would want to stay here. And now with all the downtowns, Patchogue being the first,
Slow plug.
to, kind of like offer something for younger people, the transit-oriented development and everything that younger people would have left to go to other places is here.
Yeah, Long Island it's up and coming, and our staff shows that. I mean, we have a young staff that's here, right? And they're all like a couple of them sitting in here. Hello, whoop whoop, hands up. But yeah, and we're hiring, some of that young talent to make sure that we are the next gen LIs. So I love it that people call us with ideas, and you know what? It's really cool to have a woman in this role of yours. It's mostly male dominated, I would say, kind of government affairs roles. But I think, women approach things in a different way, in a way that is more curious, inquisitive, non-defensive, and non-threatening in a lot of ways. And just like, sure, tell us what, we're here to help. And the other thing is you do the work, lady. You're a workhorse.
Yes, she is.
I have to keep up with you.
I know.
I told Sharon when we first started, because I'd be like, maybe a letter for this, and it's like on my desk within 20 minutes. I'm like, okay.
And then a presentation to follow.
And
then I'm like,
whoa. And you're like, have you proofed that yet? I'm like, no.
And I like walk back and forth in the hallway.
Oh, she paces. She paces.
Did you look at that yet?
And she'll come in. She's like, I'm like, hey, what's up? What's going on today? And she's like, I'm just waiting. And I'm like, oh, all right. You don't want to see me? You don't want to hang out?
To proof, because you work so fast that I'll be like, hey, can you do this? And I'm expecting it in 2 to 3 days. And you turn it around in 6 hours. And I'm like, whoa.
Oh, thanks.
I don't have that on my calendar for today. I can't look at that.
Well, you could tell the music in my office is louder in it, and I'm going at
my God, the music in your office. The
Hysterical.
music in your office. Danielle is next to you, and she's like, Susan's got her smooth jazz on today, so we know what kind of day that is. It's a smooth jazz day.
Yes. Well, I heard her say that, and I was like, all right, maybe it's time to find something other than smooth jazz.
Oh my God. Well, yesterday when we're preparing, and I'm like, for this meeting, whatever, and I walk back there, and she's like, what's going on? I'm like, I just need to come listen to your smooth jazz for a minute.
Yeah. Well, I think YouTube puts me into that, right? I'll select other things and then I'll walk away, and all of a sudden I come back and smooth jazz is happening.
That's
and
so
it
funny.
automatically
it knows
feeds it in, and I'm
it's
like,
AI.
so
funny.
Why?
It's AI. It knows you.
I'm trying to break from it. But I've been introducing some other things. This morning I had I finally opened Pandora. And this morning I was.
You were because I just got back from vacation / Albany, and then we had this not horrible, but very intense meeting today. A lot of pressure, and I threw a ton of stuff at you right first thing in the morning. I was like, also change everything.
Yep.
Which Alyssa's laughing because Alyssa's like, this is life.
I put on Pandora. I turned it up, and I did Sunday Fun Day brunch on Pandora. It's amazing.
I thought I was
so
like,
funny.
I thought she was gonna be like Linkin Park.
No, I do artists on Pandora.
Yeah, you could do by themes.
I didn't know.
Yeah, Sunday Fun Day brunch. That's what you listen to when you're under super pressure. I was like, I expected to go in there.
Fleetwood Mac, Stevie Wonder.
I love
it was
good
it was good. I was like, all right, this is keeping me happy.
Yeah.
Hall & Oates.
Yeah, no, that's all awesome. I was fully expecting metal.
You said Linkin Park.
Angry metal.
Linkin Park.
Yeah, just anger. That's what I listen to. I'm like, what was Beyonce's record? I'm Not Sorry. That's kind of I crank angry music when I ain't sorry. That. What do we listen to?
I'm not gonna sing again.
I'm looking at Sharon.
I already sang today.
Sharon, there's no limit to singing. Come on.
That's true. It's true.
Sharon knows when I've got my music on too.
Yeah.
I used to have my radio. I used to do that too. I
have an Alexa in my office. I highly recommend it.
Oh no, I should do that. I should tell Thomas. I think
we have
Dot. Yeah, we have a lot of extra Alexas around our house, I'm pretty sure.
I always think you're saying Alyssa.
I know.
You're
like Alexa, shut up, or something. I'm like, what?
Yeah, because Alyssa's right outside your office, and so you're yelling at Alexa.
Oh, that's so funny.
Did you see? So did you ever see that Saturday Night Live skit, Alexa Silver?
No.
Oh my God, you've got to Google it. It is. Have you seen this? So it was a great, when Alexa was starting it, they called it Alexa Silver, and it was for older people that didn't know how to use it.
Funny.
Oh my God.
And so she answers to everything like Allegra, and all these other names like Alyssa, and then the best part is that they're like, she has an feature. So when you're telling her story, she's like,
Oh my God, that is so funny.
And then it's like, and they're like, what's the temperature in here? She's like, it is 78 degrees. And they always like, I don't know about that. And so everything they're like, Alexa, what? They're like, Alegria, what are those kids out there doing? She's like, they're playing. And she's like, I don't know about that.
I love it.
And so Thomas and I say that all the time. We're like, I don't know about that. I don't know about that.
Oh my God.
So that's a great skit though. And it's totally true. You're like, you ask a question and it gives you an answer. You're like, I don't believe you.
Yeah. You're wrong.
No, that's not the right place. So, but it's good to get to know you. And I think it's great that I'm the whole board that was in this meeting today. You heard it on my car speakerphone on the way back. And then I've been getting nonstop texts from what we do. And I'm the one, like you said, I get up there and I give the presentation. I speak about it, but everybody knows that it's the team behind it that produces all of the work and then puts the presentation together that I then get up and speak about. But it is such an awesome team right now of really power women.
Serious.
Yeah.
We were talking about it.
The team is amazing.
Exactly. We're talking about it like we just jammed the other day. Like we came in, we were like, let's have a little powwow meeting. And we all met around the table and we were spewing ideas for this presentation. Yeah. And literally that night we had one. Yeah. You had one put together.
It was
like
put together
just by everybody's ideas.
Has so many ideas.
Yeah.
Right? Like we sat down and I was like, okay, here's the focus. This is what we're thinking about. And it was like, we have this, and maybe we should use this. And Justine kept coming in with like, maybe you should do this. Hold on, I have more.
Yeah. Justine, Danielle, Alyssa, our whole team, like everybody in here. Except for Chris. And we were saying in our meeting, like, we do have one man. His name is Chris.
Yeah.
And they were like, oh, lone soldier. I'm like, and he likes it that way.
Yeah. Yes. Oh, and Chris was amazing too. He put together this montage video.
Oh my God,
like an hour.
And
like, we didn't even talk about that. We were just talking about other ideas. And he comes in and he's like, I put together a montage for you.
That's so awesome.
Oh, okay, thanks.
Isn't that great? Like, first of all, everyone's passion about what we do is so amazing, and making sure it's successful, and the fact that we have so many strong personalities and type A personalities here, and yet everyone doesn't stay in their lane, helps everybody, but respects everybody.
Oh my God, the respect, yeah.
The respect is awesome. And we've got some interviews for some new positions coming up, by the way, in our sales team.
Can't wait.
Which I'm excited about.
Me too.
Can I talk a little bit, though? You and Alyssa were talking about, you thought I was going to break something on my ski trip. I heard this. I listened.
I said, I hope to God she doesn't break an elbow or a knee.
You're like, she's skiing. What the heck is up? So do you guys ski?
I do not.
No. I would totally peg you as a skier.
I know.
You look like Sporty Spice to me.
Yeah.
Well, I've gone like cross country skiing. I'm afraid of the downhill part. I've tried it.
It's super scary.
It was super scary. And at one point, and this was years ago, I like sat down on the mountain and I was with my friend and I took the skis off and I was like, you have to get the ski patrol to come with the little
jet ski,
ski mobile thing to come and get me off this mountain or send a helicopter. I'm not going down this mountain.
That's funny. Do you ski, Sharon?
No, I lodge.
You lodge. Alyssa?
I'm not a cold person. I'm not a
she's That's so funny.
Yeah.
What about Caroline, Julian?
It's fun.
No. So I skied one time. I went on a ski trip when I was 17 with my church, right? And I was like, ski trip. And we went to Durango, Colorado, which is like no joke.
Yep.
Durango, Colorado. This is not, okay, like a little lift. It was crazy. And I had nothing. And so I'd borrowed all the ski stuff, like bibs. And all my friends that went, they had like condos in T-Ride and, Durango. And they had all these, they had the cutest outfits. They knew everything. They had all their own equipment. And I'll never forget my friend. I'm just like, I'm trying to pizza,
Pizza.
I'm trying to pizza.
It doesn't work.
No, I am flat. My pizza has turned into just this.
French
and I'm
fries.
like, just completely out of control. Just like a rocket going down this mountain. And my friend's like, she comes up, she's like, oh my God, you're paralleling on your first day. I'm like, no, get up. And like wipe out, horrible. And I hated it. I was like, I never skied again. Never. It was horrible. I didn't have the right clothes. I was freezing. I was a failure at it. I hate doing things that I'm not good at. I'm like, this is horrible. This is not me. And then a few years ago, we were at Camelback in the Poconos, and it's a water park resort. But it was like April, and it comes with ski stuff, right? Like a ski ticket. And we didn't have any ski stuff. I think I wore jeans or leggings. but it was the end of the season, so it was
So it
warm.
was warm,
So we
yeah.
we tried it like the Little Bunny Hill, and I was like, and the girls too. We're from the desert. We're in
Right.
Arizona. We didn't ski.
Right.
And we tried it, and everyone's like, this is fun. So we decided it was just me and Thomas and Tegan and Penelope, and we're like, we're gonna go. Penelope, by the way, his daughter, Thomas's daughter, like pro skier.
Yeah. She's
Snowboarder.
like an Olympic skier.
She's just learned how, but she's just
picked it up.
She's a cold weather.
It looks awesome. Like, it looks like
Yeah.
I would love like a ski outfit, like
Yeah.
the whole thing. I'd get into
Yes.
it, but I mean, I
Yes.
should just get it and just go stay at the base and just hold my skis
You
as
should.
if I came down
By
the
the way, you
mountain,
should,
but-
because it's so. Here's my travel tea. Okay, for all of you, you should do that. First of all, I went on Amazon. I just put them on the Amazon page. I bought the Coyotist ski pants. By the way, they were like $45, and they were very sassy.
Ooh.
They were like tight, and they were very stretchy, and they were fleece lined. So
You were warm.
yeah, some people.
Okay.
Apparently, I didn't know this, but everyone tells me you're supposed to wear something under your ski pants.
Yeah,
Like,
leggings.
no,
or something. Okay.
I'm like, no, I don't like a lot of.
Yeah, it's too much.
It's too much. It makes
right?
you look fat.
Right.
I was like,
I
no.
want to plump up.
I've got these very sleek ski pants. And they were like, well, what? I'm like, what if you want to take them off at the lodge? I'm like, I'm taking off my ski pants. I'm not taking them off. This is it. This is what I'm rolling in. And it was great. I loved it. So I had my cute ski pants. I had my goggles. I looked at Shaun White on the Olympics with these cool like white goggles. I was like totally channeling all the fashion.
I love it.
And went to Whiteface Mountain, which is in all the I Love New York commercials. I saw it in all the commercials. So I'm like, this looks cool. It's in Lake Placid, Adirondacks. And we actually stayed in a little town right next to it called Saranac Lake.
Okay.
Super cute, great hotel. Highly recommend. It's like 30 minutes from the mountain, but like 15 minutes from Lake Placid. And it was actually awesome because Lake Placid was kind of busy. And Saranac Lake was very chill. Like we went to this one night. So we skied for 2 days and it was amazing. Tegan tried snowboarding. Not a fan.
Not a fan. Her
We
butt
got
hurt
him the
probably.
lessons.
Yeah.
So then we go, oh my God, the first time, you guys, we go up so Tegan and Penelope did snowboard lessons, and Thomas and I, we just got basic skis, right? And so we went a couple times, on the lift. The ski lift is the scariest thing ever.
Yes.
The ski
Getting
lift,
off of it is terrifying.
yes! Getting off of the gondola is the scariest part of skiing.
Oh, and
Maybe.
like the one time I went, they were like yelling, like, "Get off, jump, jump!" And I'm like, "No,
I'm gonna go back
I'm
around.
gonna go back down."
So Thomas didn't get off right away the first time, and he is going back around. So they had to stop it.
Yes.
They're like, oh,
Yeah, they
okay,
stop
get off.
it, yeah.
So we're like, okay. So, and I think I got off and wiped out. And so then we did it again and we figured it out. So then the girls came off their ski lessons, their snowboard lessons. So they're like, oh, we're pros at this now. Like, come with us. No. So there's 4 of us, and we've got snowboards on each side. And Tegan has no idea. She's never gotten off a ski lift in her life, especially with a snowboard. So it was so horrible. So and there was too many of us. We're all trying to get off. Everyone's stuff was underneath my skis. I had nowhere to put my skis.
Yeah.
There's a snowboard, so I wait until they're off, and then it's starting to go around, and I jump. I leap off, and I just totally eat it. Thank God for helmets.
Oh my
Thank God it's cool to
God.
wear helmets.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
when I first went skiing, not cool.
No.
Right.
Yeah.
Nobody would do that. Now you have to wear. Now if you don't wear a helmet, you're a freak.
Yeah.
So thank God because I hit my head so hard. Anyway. But then I was like, never again with the 4 people on the ski lift, especially snowboards. I don't do it.
Yeah, like 1-on-1.
Yes. And so then Tegan had a meltdown, and then we went to skis. Anyway, so Tegan went to skis, and then we were pro skiers.
Really?
Yeah, it was amazing. We went the next day, pro skiers. The
That's
weather was
awesome.
amazing. I loved Lake Placid. I'd never been there. The Adirondacks, the home of the Miracle on Ice.
Yes.
1980. Let's just say right now, America versus Russia.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, have you ever seen the movie?
Oh my God.
Miracle? Is that what it's
Yes,
called?
The Miracle.
Oh my God, amazing.
They have a whole store. Bought everything. I have so much America versus Russia. America wins. I mean, right now it's amazing. It's tough.
Yeah.
It's so cool. And then the last night we went to this really family-owned bowling alley, which was hilarious. I found it on Yelp. All the locals, just us. It was 5 lanes. It was hilarious. We had the best time.
I love that you looked on Yelp.
I did because I told Tegan, I was like, I'm going to find a place on Yelp. And she's like, don't look on Yelp, your old person app. You need to go on TikTok. That's where you find out where everything is.
That's so funny.
All the reviewers are on TikTok, Mom.
Oh, I wouldn't know how to do that.
No. I was like,
how do you even search it?
oh my God, you guys, it was funny too. It was called Romano's Lanes, I think, Romano's in Saranac. So I'm like looking at it, I go to the website and it's like about us. And it's like a full novel about the family.
Oh, that's so
Last
cute.
updated, their kids, they're like, our daughter's in this college and she's studying this and this. Updated in like 2017. And I'm kind of like, I kind of want to know what Elizabeth is doing now.
Right. Where is Sean?
I feel like I got there and they were like, hey, welcome. And I'm like, are you Jeff and Cynthia? It was amazing
That's
though.
so
It's
cute.
so cute. And when I tell people that, Long Island, these little villages in upstate, it's like a Hallmark movie.
Yeah.
It really is.
Mhm. Yeah.
You go there and it's like, oh, the local theater is in trouble.
Yeah.
I'm going to go to the local bowling lanes and meet Jeff and Cynthia and their daughters and everybody.
Yeah, that's so cute.
It was amazing.
I love it.
So highly recommend. So we were in mostly the training center and then we tried to ski over to Whiteface Mountain. By the way, happening place. You don't even, everybody in the everybody in the lodge boozing it, which there's no way you could ski that.
No.
After these are, and even the lady that works there, she's like, these are not real greens. These are blues. There's no real greens here. It's hard because it's so steep.
Okay.
Whiteface is like the most vertical. So those people are not skiing.
Yeah, no.
The lady was
They're
like
lodging
three
like
Bloody
me.
Marys, Bloody Marys and deep next to me, and I was like, you don't have to ski.
No.
Just go there and hang out.
lodge.
It was awesome. I so recommend it. Stop in Lake George on the way.
Yeah, it's so fun.
Ha-
I think
yeah.
I stayed at Lake Saranac last summer. I think I did.
Yeah. Well,
It's a small
summer.
little village, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was great.
sorry.
I mean, my kid, we loved it. We tried to extend our stay for one night, and they were like, no, we're
We have
sold
people
out.
checking in.
Get
Yeah.
out. They were like, get out. We're sold out in the middle of winter. So I have to say, driving all the way through New York State up there, it was awesome. I highly recommend it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know that I've ever been that far up in New York State.
Well, it's not that far past Lake George. Have you been to Lake George?
Oh, I guess as a kid, I've been
Yeah.
to Lake George. but
Listen,
not
I'm
recently.
excited. It makes you excited. When you start doing it, you're like, oh my gosh, I want to
This is
explore
easy.
more.
I can do it. Yeah.
Yeah, so I thought that was awesome, and I highly recommend it. Some travel tea for you. Go ahead and get it there. There's plenty of time left in the season.
Yeah.
Whiteface is the lodge, but there's tons of little hotels, and you don't have to stay right there. You can stay somewhere else. What else? And I talked about Albany. Oh, God. I don't even know if I want to get into the story. I'm looking at the time. Kenzie, during the same time we were there, she was on a cruise, her senior trip cruise with her grandma. Mm-hmm. Hilarious. Oh my God, the
Where'd she
stories.
cruise to?
She cruised to like Honduras and
What?
Belize.
Are you kidding
Oh
me?
my God, she swam with dolphins and she went to ruins and she was like snorkeling on catamarans. She's
I want to graduate high school again, so
I
I
want
can get
her
a trip.
grandma.
I didn't get a trip.
I know. And yet it's a princess cruise. So there were no other kids her age.
Okay.
Oh.
And same restaurant every night. And so it was great. She loved it and her grandma was so cute. But she was like calling us every night. What are you guys doing? What are you guys doing?
Because there's no kids.
She's like,
yeah.
you guys, grandma downloaded an app for an alarm clock. It blew her mind. She's like, what do you mean you downloaded an alarm clock? And she's like, how do you even do that? And her grandma was like, I paid for it. She's like, oh, you paid for an alarm clock app? She's like, it's on your phone. Look here. And then Kenzie's like, I tried to like tell her how to rearrange her apps on her phone. And she's like, don't touch it. Don't touch it.
It works for her, yeah.
She's like, pages and pages and pages of apps, Mom. I'm like, I know, honey. Like,
It happens.
I was like, I don't know about that.
Yeah.
But it was hilarious hearing her stories about, going. And now she wants to go on a cruise for April because she wants to go on a cruise that has like a kids club.
Yeah. That's why they're saying Disney cruise?
That's why they're saying Disney cruise.
Yeah.
Because.
Did you see Richard Branson's new cruise line?
No, it's Virgin.
Virgin. It looks amazing.
Adults only.
Oh, is it adults only? Okay.
That's why it's amazing.
Yeah.
That's why
I don't cruise. I'm petrified. I am petrified.
What?
I am petrified. Like,
Of what?
Being stuck on a boat. Like
Being out
the
at sea?
claustrophobic freaks me out. Don't even want to. I want to go on this boat though. It looks really good.
Yeah. Well, it is about, like, I could never do, it's funny because we went on a cruise with our friends from Arizona one time. He was like my work husband, my best friend, and his daughters that have grown up together, our kids have
Yeah.
grown up together. And so we went on a cruise. I have to have a balcony. That you can see through because I need air.
Scares me. Yes.
He got the little portal window. I'm like, I could not do that. But he instead splurged for the wine package, which
makes sense.
Was also beneficial to me.
Yes.
But yeah, I don't know. Have you been on a cruise?
Yeah, I've gone on a couple. I'm not a big fan. I prefer to like be at a destination where I could go exploring
walkable,
and come up with like random, we're going to hike up this mountain or, kayak out into nowhere.
Yeah.
So
See, I told you were Sporty Spice.
Yeah.
She is Sporty Spice.
It's always a random trip that comes up with all these different adventures built in. And I will say that I'll be like, oh, we're going to, hike or backpack or do whatever. And I am, have all my gear and my supplies. And every time, 5 minutes in, I'm like, oh, it's hot. This is awful. Like, how far are we going? I'm tired.
That sounds horrible. Yeah. All of that sounds horrible. And that's why I like cruising. I mean, I've only been on, I went on one for my honeymoon, and then I went on 2 Disney cruises with my kids. And we have kids, by the way, Sharon.
Yeah.
They need to be 3 to go into the kids club.
Okay.
So before that, you have to have babysitting.
Yeah.
But once they're 3,
they can go into
the kids club is free. It's $20. It goes till midnight.
Oh my God.
Oh wow.
And I remember when I first took my kids, they were like literally 3 and 6. I was like 3, and it's amazing.
Yeah.
It's talk about being a parent. Because they have adult only section and they have lounges, nice dinners, and then you go to get your kids out of the kids club because you feel bad about it, and they're like, why are you trying to get me?
Right.
Get out of here.
Yeah. They're having the best time ever.
Having the best time of my life. Why am I seeing your face? And you're like, all right, cool.
See you later.
Yeah. And they have so many protections. They have these wristbands and code words, and so your kids are really safe. Mm-hmm. And so then we went again when they were like, I can't remember, 8th grade and 6th grade. Anyway, they love it. And so they're trying to talk us into going on one. And I'm like, I'm over that stage. I don't be around a bunch of crybaby kids.
Yeah.
I remember
teenagers
the
now,
one,
so.
oh my God, on our last cruise, my friend Corey, who was on there with me, was his daughter and my daughter. They were like 15 at the time, and 15-year-old girls are tough.
Yeah. And
we're standing there at one point, and he loses it in the middle of the lobby, and he's just cursing. He's like, if you want to ruin this trip by being a little baby, and he was like cursing at her and everything. I'm like, Corey, honey, this is a princess line. Okay, there's like all these 3-year-olds in beautiful princess dresses waiting to meet Cinderella, and I'm like, shh, you are. Oh my God, that's you got to tone it down. Yeah, I was like,
know your surroundings.
And he was like, Yeah, and I had to do that to Thomas funny. And at Whiteface too. It's so stressful getting the skis and the boots, and they hurt.
Yeah.
You feel like you're gonna literally. It's like
break your shin,
break your foot to get in there. It's like that Kathy Bates movie where she's like breaking your foot. That's how it feels. You have to like break your foot to get it into this boot. And Thomas is like laying the crisp. And I'm like, honey, there's like a 3-year-old boy on the other side. Like just there's kids
trying to put his skis on too.
Everywhere because it's the training center. Also, you know,
yeah.
All these kids learning how to ski, no poles, and they're like skiing everywhere. Is even by you. You're like, no. So I don't know. I might do the Disney. I don't know. I'm thinking about it just because. I mean, Kenzie's going to graduate.
Yeah, and that's what she wants.
Well, it's a little. They're not going to ask for Disney cruises forever. I mean, they might.
True.
They
might.
That's true. Knowing them, they might.
But so they're Disney people. Like that's
they are.
That's what we're
they
talking
are.
about.
Well, we lived in Phoenix, which is right by. It was like a 5-hour drive. Their family, they had like annual passes.
Yeah. No.
So they grew up going to Disney all the time.
Yeah.
And they think, that's what they do. But anyway, I was like, Thomas has never been on a cruise. I don't know if he can take it.
I feel like I get it, Thomas.
Yeah.
I feel
plus
like
it's nice that everything is there.
Yeah. He's gonna
Thomas is very bougie.
Yeah. He needs
Thomas likes like a certain level of luxury. Mm-hmm. And a Disney cruise with a bunch of kids.
Do they have like the characters that come around?
Yeah,
he's gonna be Goofy sitting next to Thomas.
literally. And I'm like all the movies only show like Disney, and they were like,
oh no,
but Disney owns everything now.
No. Yeah, that's true.
So anyway, I don't know. We'll see. Do you guys have any plans for? Because the break is coming up.
No plans.
We're over winter break. It's April break.
Yeah, we're gonna come up to spring.
Yeah.
Spring break, but. Can we talk about some celebrity?
Yeah, do it.
I'm super stoked.
Okay.
Because we were contacted today by Impractical Jokers and Mur from Impractical Jokers. I know you don't watch it, but you watch it, right?
I do, yes.
Like I am such an I'm
gonna start watching it. Yeah.
Like this is my
Caroline
white
and
noise.
Jillian are freaking out.
It's crazy. So Mur is doing a book tour on Long Island, and they contacted us and they want to be on the podcast.
Wait, is he going to come to the office?
We're working on that.
We're working on that. We're trying to get the details completely done, but
The fact that they contacted
us,
because the
and we didn't.
Impractical Jokers are huge.
Oh my God,
Oh
they're
my God.
hysterical. They are hysterical. Like I said,
I mean,
they have, like, my
they're
white
major.
noise. Yeah,
Everybody listens and follows them, and because one guy just left.
yeah, he
was a big
departed.
deal.
Yeah, it was a big deal because they're four best friends that just literally like go around New York and prank each other the whole time. But one of them is going through like some personal things, so he departed from the group for personal reasons. But Murr is
He's going to be on the
He's
show.
gonna be on the show.
That's
I'm
so
super
exciting.
excited.
That's huge celebrity.
I can't believe that they contacted us. Like, we didn't reach out to
Oh
them.
my God,
Let me just tell you.
that's huge.
Hot teas. Listen up.
You know, some other celebrity. Did you hear that our bestie Dee Snyder
Yes.
has allowed the Ukraine to use "We're not going to take
Complete
it" as their
use.
battle cry?
Yes.
Oh, I
yes.
love it.
I thought he's like,
I was
because
like,
he's
I love
got
him.
Ukraine roots. I mean, it was just.
Does he?
Yeah. His grandfather was from Ukraine.
Oh my God, I did.
Because he's my best friend. I know all this.
Well, of course, we hang with him. I just thought it was so cool. I just love "We're not going to take it." Still relevant.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
And
great.
I can totally. I want to hear it.
Yeah.
I'm sure we'll hear it on TikTok when
Oh,
some
I'm
of the TikTok
sure.
videos
I'm
of
sure.
the Ukraine.
That's what I don't know if we're talking about that, but like my sister was saying, like I can't believe I'm watching war unfold on TikTok. You know, like
It's
you're getting more information through that
literally,
way.
yeah. It's really elevating the channel, and I think there's a lot of controversy around TikTok these days. But I mean, if you look at it's authentic and real, and that's how I've been telling you. That's how my kids have been getting the news for a while.
Yeah.
But especially during a wartime, listen, that's how you get the real on the ground information in real time.
Yes.
Yeah, no, it's
absolutely.
crazy. Like how available information is and
Yeah,
so fast.
yeah.
and it's crazy.
I also read an article, and I was talking to somebody about this. Billy Joel just donated, because he's the god of Long Island, just donated $1.5 million to the Syosset Art School. Isn't that sweet?
Wow.
Wow.
I mean, Billy Joel, he's a giver.
Yeah.
I love him. This is why Long Island loves him.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And why he's kind of our godfather. Can we talk about any other celebrity?
No.
Because I have some anxiety.
Okay, let's give it.
All right.
Let's hear
So
it.
my anxiety. Did you guys hear about this story about this giant ship of luxury cars that caught fire in the
What?
ocean?
What?
It's filled with like 3,000 Porsches.
Yes, I heard this.
I did
And
not.
luxury cars. And it caught fire, and the crew had to abandon it. So I was literally like, Thomas, get a boat.
In a boat. It's like the Titanic.
I'm driving like a 2014 Highlander with a broken
my
visor.
God.
I have to have a binder clip. I'm like, I need one of those. It's got a little smoke damage.
It's fine.
I'm a one-car family currently. I would take it's still on fire.
Oh my
So
God.
it just sunk.
No.
It sunk.
That's
Doesn't
crazy.
that
I did not
just
hear this.
hurt your heart? I'm like, oh, it's so painful. I would have done like one of those, that Porsche Cayenne,
Oh my
the
God.
SUV.
I know.
That
I
is the dream car.
know.
I feel like. I don't know. My
You
friend
know
Patrick
what?
has
But
one.
you're funny because you just had like a luxury rental car. You're like, I didn't even know how to drive it.
I was, yes. I went to Phoenix and they upgraded me to some rental car, and I was like, "What is this?
I can't even park it.
I can't park it. There was the gear shift. You don't put it in park. You just hit a button that says
so
P."
crazy.
And I was like, "I am not comfortable with this. I feel like it's going to drive into my sister's house."
Right.
Yeah, that's bizarre.
I don't believe. I was like Alexa Silver. Like, I don't know about that.
I don't know about that.
I don't know about that. I don't feel like I'm in park. I was like,
Funny.
yeah, I was very uncomfortable with it. And then by the end of it, I did get
Got
used
used to it?
I was like, don't get used to this.
I know.
Do
That's
not
the
get
hard
used
part
to
about
this
getting
vehicle.
rental cars, like luxury rental cars, because you're like, oh,
This is not your life.
This is nice.
This is not my beautiful car. Like that song. This is not my beautiful house.
Yes, yes.
Nope.
Oh my God, that's so
Don't
funny.
get used to it. And so I was laughing the other day because I was like, all the stress that we've all been under, and everybody's been doing such a great job. But I said, I keep telling Thomas, like, would you please win the lottery? I mean, I've been asking you for 6 years. I don't ask for much.
Just win.
I don't ask for much, like coffee in the morning
coffee and the
and
lottery.
the lottery. Why is it hard? Did you hear the Long Island guy won
Twice.
Yeah, twice.
twice the lottery?
10 million.
How is that even
Twice.
possible?
I don't know about that.
I don't know about that
Okay.
either. I'm
No,
down with
I'm-
that.
no.
Yeah.
Listen,
I
And like,
disagree.
where did he get his lotto tickets? Like some drugstore, right?
Yeah.
Like
The same place?
same.
no,
pharmacy?
two different
No, two
ones.
different-
Two
even
different
cra- no.
ones. He won 10 million, and then you start to dig into the story, and they're like, oh, he spent thousands of dollars, and his quote was, I still haven't spent the first 10 million. I'm like, listen, whatever your name is.
Yeah.
I can help you.
Yeah. Give me one of those Porsche Cayennes.
Yeah.
I just need a car. That's it.
I'll take it.
I'm trying to figure out how to pay for college. Anyway, so that's some anxiety. The other anxiety thing I was going to say, have you heard about this this giant thing of Chinese garbage? It's about to hit the moon.
Yes, I read it real quick.
Hello. There's
What
a
is
giant
happening?
like satellite or some kind of something space orbit of garbage.
Yeah.
That's gonna just, and then I think about it and I'm like, in fact, it kind of brings me joy because I'm like, I'm like, you know what? I'm stressed so much about all these things, about work and I'm like, a giant thing of garbage is going to hit the moon and then we're done.
Yeah, but you know what? Elon Musk will stop
Elon Musk
reading
will stop it
and-
because you know why? He reads those books, Sharon, that you couldn't even,
I was gonna say,
you couldn't even
put
get
down
to
the
the titles.
books, Elon, and go save the moon.
Oh my God. I was like, Sharon can't even be bothered with the titles. She's like, I don't even know what he's reading. I don't know what this is.
What is this?
I'm like, a giant thing of garbage is going to hit the moon. And it's like one of those things like, this is how we go. Everything we've been through, the pandemic.
Like the movie, Don't Look Up.
The pandemic and the wars and everything. And it's going to be like some like random like, oh, poof. And we're done. And we're done. And you know what? And then I was like I said, it kind of brought me relief. I'm like, don't stress over it.
Yeah.
You never know what's going to happen tomorrow. Like, just do you. Whatever happens, happens.
Yeah.
Do your best.
Totally.
Have a good attitude.
Yeah.
Be grateful and happy for the people that surround you, that you have the joy to do this kind of stuff every day. And then we get to do a podcast.
And drink wine.
And drink wine and have Long Island wine and live our best Long Island life. And that's what we're doing. And so that's what we're going to do until we see you next week, I think.
Yeah. All right.
All right. Thanks for joining us,
Oh,
Susan.
okay. This is
All
been
right.
great.
Fun.
What a great way to end a crazy week.
Yeah, I know. And so I think we have another special lady guest next week, and we'll be back. And until then, listen, just do your best because you never know what tomorrow brings. You might win the lottery. Trash might hit the moon.
We don't know.
But whatever happens, we're going to live each day until then. Thanks for being with us.